Hey everyone, my name is Gavin, and this will be a video on how to create a dialogue system where you will essentially read lines of text from this from a notepad document, and every time we hit the spacebar it's going to go on to the next line of dialogue. And as you can see, we've got just 4 simple lines right here, and then we're just going to cycle through them by hitting the spacebar. Alright, I'm just going to get started. So to start off, inside of your folder, what you're going to need to do is create a dialogue system folder, or a new Blender file, and name it as something like dialogue system or dialogue file like I have right here. And what you're going to do as well is I'm going to right click right here, and I'm going to hit new, and I'm going to hit notepad documents, and make sure that this is in the same file or folder that that's your Blender file is in. And I'm going to call this dialogue dialogue text or something like that. That'll work. I'm going to open it up like this, and I'm going to save it with 4 different lines of dialogue. This first one will be something like hello, just something simple. You know, what do you want to buy? Like that. Nothing. Okay. Something like that. And then let's have one more line, which was thanks for coming. Something like that, just something very simple that you can use just for like a simple dialogue system. Alright, you're going to save those or save that notepad documents. So if we open it up again, you'll see it's right there. And what we're going to do is double click the A button inside of our Blender file and hit X and delete. And hit 7 to go in the top view, and let's do spacebar and then add a text object. This text object, what we're going to do is go to game logic view from default and go for Blender game. Okay, add a game property onto our text objects, and let's call this game property line, and make sure it's an integer with the first value at 0. Okay, what we're now going to do is add an always sensor on this text object, and add a keyboard sensor with tap selected, and for the key let's put spacebar, and for the name of the sensor let's put space. Let's now add a Python controller like this and connect it like this. Once we have that, let's do templates, Python, and then game logic simple. Drag this out and delete the portion I've highlighted. Hit Control and scroll up on your mouse to make your text larger, and rename this to something like gamescript.py, and add this right here. Let's define your spacebar sensor by doing space is going to equal controller.sensors space like this. And what we're going to do at the top is do from BGE imports logic, and let's do logic dot well, actually let's have path is going to equal logic dot expand path like this. Alright, what we need to do now is be able to get that file whenever we hit the spacebar. So if we hit the spacebar, so if space dot positive, it's going to do a couple of things. There's going to be a try first and then accept. So inside the try, what I'm going to do is I'll just get this back up. What we're going to do is if file is going to equal open, we're going to open the path to that file. So I forgot what the name of our file was though really quick. Dialog text.txt. So path dialog text.txt like that. So it should look like that, and let's put an R right here because we just want to read information from it. What we're then going to do is have info is going to equal file.readLine, read lines like this. And to show you what this can do, I'm going to do info, actually I'm going to do own.text is going to equal info, and I'm going to put 2 right here. And there's a reason why I'm putting 2. And I'll pull up that notepad documents. Not that one, but I'll pull up this one and I'll show you why. If we hit the play button now, we can see if I hit the spacebar, there's actually an error really quick. Line 18. Oh, try accept. That's stupid of me. Accept, just print something. Okay. So sorry, we need to try and accept if we have a try. Okay, so if we hit spacebar now and hit the spacebar, you'll see it changes the text to nothing okay, and that's because we've told it okay, info is going to equal file.readLines, So essentially read all the lines within our dialog text, and it's going to read the third or the second line, but since it starts off with line 0, line 1, line 2, and line 3, it's going to print this one to the console. If we do line 0, or not print it to the console, but make the text object that. If we do line 0 and hit the space bar, it'll switch to hello. So what we want to do is have it so that this line variable will go up every single time we display, every time we hit the space bar. So what we're going to do is that right here we're going to have own line at the very end is going to plus equal 1. But every time we hit the space bar, we're going to have the variable current line is going to equal own line, like this. And so what's going to happen is we're going to do file.readlines and do current line is, and we're going to do own.text is going to equal info, and we want to do the current line. So it's essentially going to display on our text object the current line. And at the very end right here, let's not have it print something, but let's have it print out of lines. And we're also going to have own.text is going to equal no more lines or something like that. So if we hit the I right here and do game and then show debug properties, you can see that if we hit play and I hit the space bar, it'll change the hello first in the top left corner. Then what do you want? Or actually, I'll scan out. What do you want to buy? Nothing, okay. Thanks for coming, and no more lines. Alright, so that is how that works. So this is how you essentially change lines of dialogue by reading script from a file. I hope you guys find this very useful. Alright guys, have a good day.